Hey guys, I'm here to do my Quentin Tarentino collection. The reason I am not showing myself right now is because I don't know, I'm kind of sick, and just don't really feel well, and I don't look well, so I'm not gonna really show myself in this one, but Quentin Tarantino is probably my favorite director of my generation. Tarantino did not make his first movie until '92, and I was born in '95, but he's continually making movies, in my generation. And there are other directors that have made movies in my generation, like Martin Scorsese and Steven Spielberg and Clint Eastwood. But, they started way back in the 70s. Some of them even 60s. But Tarantino is one of the directors that he's making movies, in right now that are really good. Because the movies being made now, in my opinion, are not really classics like they were in the old days, with Hitchcock and Kubrick and Woody Allen. But it's my Tarantino collection. I do own all of them except for one, and I'll get to that one when I get to it, and these are all in chronological order. So the first one is Reservoir Dogs. I bought this Friday, and I didn't bother doing an update because I only got one of the movie with this. I don't believe I've done a review on any Tarantino movies, so maybe later in the future I'll do a detailed review on these movies. But I felt really guilty buying this on Blu-ray because I like collecting on DVD, and all the rest of his movies I have on DVD. But this was only like $10, and I've only seen it on DVD on the internet, so I kind of gave in. I still am seriously considering buying it again on DVD. But Reservoir Dogs was his first movie, and I was extremely looking forward to seeing this, and I have to say, I was disappointed with Reservoir Dogs. It was his first movie. It came out in '92, and it doesn't have a lot of the stuff that I like in Tarantino in his later movies. I mean, it has a great story, and it's gory. I mean, it's just like Tarantino, but I wasn't too impressed with it. Out of all the movies that I've seen of his, this is probably my least favorite. And I still love it, but out of all the better movies that he's done, this is probably my least favorite. But this is major disappointment for me, in my opinion. Now, his next movie, Pulp Fiction. This is when he really took off. I mean, this came out in '94. And, oh my god, this movie is amazing. My dad got me into Tarantino. He was the one that showed me, like, Kill Bill and this movie and some other movie. But this movie has Samuel L. Jackson, John Travolta, Uma Thurman, let me open the thing here. Uma Thurman is in 2 other Tarantino movies. Samuel L. Jackson, I believe, is in one other one. I believe, oh god, I can't remember his name right now, but, anyway, it is exactly what a Tarantino movie should be. It has a lot of actors from Reservoir Dogs in it, and this movie is a masterpiece. I mean, when I first saw it, I didn't really like it at first because it was so different from the Tarantino movies that I was used to seeing. But this is one that I kind of learned to love, and it is probably my second favorite. My first favorite is in this stack behind me here. But Pulp Fiction, if you have not seen a Tarantino movie, I recommend you start out with this. This will tell you what Tarantino is like. He is a master. I love him. This is Tarantino's masterpiece. I mean, it's not my favorite, but it was the first movie that really showed us his true style. Now, he made another movie called Jackie Brown in '97. I've never seen Jackie Brown, and I do not own Jackie Brown, but it has Samuel L. Jackson in it, and other people that I don't remember. But I've heard that it is not as good as really any of the other movies that he's done, but I'll have to be the judge of that when I see it. But anyway, The next movie came out in 2000 and, let me see, 2000, oh god, where's the date? I don't know, but I want to say like 2003, something like that, I don't know. But Kill Bill Volume 1. His fourth movie with Uma Thurman. Uma Thurman and Quentin Tarentino started to develop this movie during the making of Pulp Fiction. And the movie is in a two-part series. The first part is the best. The movie is about how, Uma Thurman was betrayed by her husband, or not her husband, she was part of this assassin squad, and her boss ended up betraying her, and these movies is about how she's trying to kill everybody that betrayed her, and then finally Bill. But this movie, again, it's over the top, it's gory. It's Quentin Tarantino. This is a terrific movie. After seeing Pulp Fiction, I'd recommend seeing Kill Bill. I love this movie with my heart, and my dad first let me watch this one. This is the first Tarantino movie I ever saw, and I was completely wowed by it, and oh my god, I love this. Now, Kill Bill Volume 2. I actually bought this for my dad for a Father's Day present. I had never seen Kill Bill Volume 1 at this point, and I knew Dad loved Kill Bill Volume 1, so I saw this in the store, and I bought it. But then, I had a hard trouble trying to buy it, because, you can't buy rated R movies unless you're 17. So somehow, I convinced the lady to let me buy it. And Volume 2 is really nowhere near as good as Volume 1. Yeah, it has its moments where it's really good, but overall, Volume 1 is the better of this two. This one is more kind of backstory and development, while the first one was a lot of action and gore. But Volume 2 is still pretty good. This is Uma Thurman's third movie with him, and I believe she was not in any more. But Volume 2, it was kind of a disappointment as well, but nowhere near as bad as Reservoir Dogs. Now, in 2007, he came out with Death Proof. Death Proof is part of a Grindhouse thing that he did with Roger Rodriguez, and the other movie was Planet Terror. This movie, I didn't even know, I knew he had this, but I didn't even know it was directed by Quentin Tarantino. That's Planet Terror right there. But I didn't even know this was a Tarantino movie until a year ago. And God, what a shock it was to find out I had a Tarantino movie that I didn't even know about. But Death Proof is very original. This movie has Kurt Russell in it. And I love Kurt Russell. I love him in all the Carpenter movies that he did. And, let me see. Mary Elizabeth Winstead and Zoe Bell, whoever, she kind of sounds familiar. This movie is about how Kurt Russell plays he says he's a stuntman, but I'm not exactly sure if he is or not. But he has this car that he claims to be death proof. And what he does is he goes around killing people in this car. And, well, he tries to kill these one teenagers, and the teenagers end up, surviving. And it's a classic revenge story, and they try to get their revenge. And there's a really cool climax at the end, and this is very original. Death Proof is a really good movie. Really, to me, after the disappointment of Kill Bill Volume 2, this is exactly what I needed. Not his best, but it's still really good. Now, his last film to be released on DVD to date, Inglourious Basterds. I bought this on DVD about a month ago. It was in one of my updates that I did. And this movie was in 2009. And I first saw this around the time it came out on Blu-ray. And if you know me, you know that I hate Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt to me is a stuck-up little shit. And But he's okay in this movie, even though he still has his cocky manner in a lot of parts. This is probably my favorite Tarantino movie. And why? Because, I mean, I love the photography, I love the colors and the story. You know, it's his best, in my opinion, since Pulp Fiction. A lot of people hate this, but I really loved it. And this is a good movie as well by Tarantino. Very good movie. Now, he's releasing a movie on, I think it's Christmas Day, called Django Unchained. I believe that's what it's called. And I believe Samuel L. Jackson is in it. And I've heard it's like a comedy slash western. I haven't seen the trailer yet, but I'm looking forward to seeing that in theaters. But that's my Tarantino collection, and I'll see you guys later.